Hey everyone, so I believe this is the last video. Hold on a second. Trying to drink as much water as possible. The Lord has been giving me a lot of, I'll just put it right here, a lot of words and things. He's giving me a lot of music. This is an update to what is going on with all things ministry, outreach, music, business, all that. And I want to talk a little bit more about what I said in one of the other videos about having too many irons in the fire. This is one of those things that the Lord is taking me through. He's giving me a lot of different irons in the fire, so to speak. And I just want to let y'all know what's going on. And there is going to be a change of ministry name, possibly. There will possibly be a change to my personal account pages on social media. A lot is going on. This new year, the Lord sometimes will have you name a certain thing for a certain season or for a certain time, and then He'll say, it's time to change it now because you're up a level, you're at the next level, and this is what you need to be doing. So your ministry and your call is a little different now. It's not at the beginner stage, or whatever you call it. You've gone up a level. I've raised you a few levels now, and it's this season for this level, and can't just keep the same old things. You have to change certain things, and it's constantly learning, constantly changing. And I don't know how many other times God is going to change the name of the ministry or the business or the music ministry or the outreach or anything like that. But for the seasons that are coming or that we are in, He'll give us certain things and say, I want you to do this and call it this. I want you to do this and call it this. Well, the Lord has been speaking to me about a lot of stuff lately. And having too many irons in the fire, He wanted me to speak about a little bit more. But He wanted to speak about the good part of it. When He calls you to do multiple things and you're overwhelmed or what have you, and you feel like there's too many irons in the fire, or you can't do it, or there's too much, right? So with that being said, I'm drinking a lot of water. With that being said, updates. The name of the outreach and ministry may be changing. Possibly. The name of the old ministry may be changing to the new ministry name. I'm still getting confirmation from the Lord. We're still figuring this out. I'm figuring this out, and getting confirmation because it's for the new season. The music ministry name I'm pretty sure will most likely be changing, because within the music ministry that I have been doing, let me move you. I feel like there's a big glare right there. So, hold on a second. Okay, that's a little bit better, I guess. So with that being said, the Lord, hold on, you don't have to look at my face, my eyes. It seems like stuff is glaring at me, and it's just not a good place. So, with that being said, so like I said, God is changing the music ministry name possibly as well. He's possibly going to be changing the business name. I've had this business name for quite some time now, and I extended it and put some extra words in it so that it would be a multifaceted, I don't want to say style business, but so it could prove that it wasn't just digital, but it was creations too. And like most of you know, most of you that have seen some of my posts about my creations and what I do, and most of you that know me personally know what kind of creations I make and what I do, and the types of books I write, and all that. Okay. My creations digitally and physically as well aren't just logos and things like that. They're also my Christian praise and worship artifacts and stuff for church, for Bible covers, Bible bags with scriptures on it, and little drawn pictures that I drew, that I made and painted myself, or that I had before. This is how I was doing it before. And I haven't done this in a while, but this is what is going to be starting up again soon, if this is what the Lord is showing me. That's right. So that's the right way to go in this time with all the irons, because this is one of the irons that is here. So that is in the fire, so to speak. I also do organic soap, some bath and body stuff, which I know a lot of you are interested in. A lot of you like organic products and want to put more natural stuff on your bodies. I have not started these things yet. I haven't started them back yet, but I will be when the Lord says. I do worship flags. I do, crocheted prayer shawls and other prayer shawls. I do all kinds of different things. Bookmarks, all kinds of different little things for worship and Bible reading and studies and church and all the things, right? So, with that being said, that name may be changing as the Lord is showing me a bunch of different things about a bunch of different things. He's showing me a bunch of different things, that changes that are possibly going to be happening with all the different irons separately that are in the fire for me. The music ministry, the business, the ministry itself, the outreach ministry, which is the outreach ministry is I'm working towards that, for it to become a nonprofit. And then there's, like I said before, the music ministry. The name of the music ministry is actually the record company / production company that I created for myself in order to promote myself, because I'm doing the producing and the mastering, all that stuff. I'm working on all that stuff myself. So, and it's not an easy task, but I was like, okay, a lot of bands, a lot of people in general, artists in general from all walks of life, as they're mixing and mastering and producing their own stuff on their own computer, with all their computer integrations and all the things they need, they're all getting to the point where they're like, okay, well, we don't need no record company. We're our own production and record company because we're doing this ourselves right now. So I ended up starting my own little record company. I just named it that, and I'm under my own record company right now, which is Fire on the Altar Worship Records, right? Or productions, or whatever you want to call it. But the Lord has been talking to me about this because He said, you're the one singing. You're the one whose mouthpiece this is for me. You're writing, you're doing all the work. And you need to put your name in that. As far as when I was posting, I would just post Fire on the Altar Worship, because this is what I felt it was. Okay, Fire on the Altar Worship. This is what it is. It's Fire on the Altar Worship. It's worship to God. It's music that God gave me to give to you all, to bless you all. And there you go, right? But He was showing me that the record company, which is Fire on the Altar Worship, the production company, should be separated from me, the person who is singing and doing the work, naming. Okay, I have other pages that have my name and have music behind my name. And I didn't realize what God was trying to tell me, because I was just being humbled, and I said, well, just call it Fire on the Altar Worship. My name doesn't have to be involved. But if you all know, those of you all that know the music business and know, and it is a business, the music business, and know how the music works and how these companies work when they play your music and such. If that's the band's name, Fire on the Altar Worship, or whatever worship is the band's name as a whole, that's one thing. But if your production company or record company is named the same as your music group, or whatever you want to call it, it's looked at as kind of funny, that has to be separated. So the Lord's been showing me a lot of that, and He's been showing me to start using my own name in my songs, and to start changing things around. Okay, to start changing things back, because whenever companies want to pay you for a song or do some type of thing with that song, they have to know who to send the money to if they want to license your music for something. And the Lord is showing me all of this, and He's saying if they do it to this name, and all your business things are not situated, and then you go to cash the check, so to speak, you go to take it out, and they're like, well, it's under this company. Not to take it out, because you do stuff through your bank now, and you do stuff through PayPal, but it has to be in the company name, not in your own. And so if they want to know who the artist is on the thing, it's different. So it can become a big confusion. It can become a huge confusing thing. And I believe this is why the Lord is showing me to put my name as the artist, and to put the record company as Fire on the Altar Worship. So this is one of the things that will be changing. Like I said, I wasn't even thinking about that. I wasn't really wanting my name to be on it because I was wanting the Lord to, well, the Lord will always be glorified, but I was wanting him through this music, but I was wanting to just take a step back and say, hey, this is for the Lord. This is the Lord's music. My name doesn't need to be on it. But the Lord is saying, no, you need to be on it. And the record company needs to just be separate from that. So that's one of the things that's going to be changing. So you'll notice on my on whatever you're subscribed to of mine, you will see that everything is, all the names, everything is going to be changed. Certain things are going to be changed. It might be a while for other things to be changed. It might be a while for other things to be changed because of legalities and financial things that need to be put in the mix. If you buy a certain certain things for your website, and it's under a certain name, meaning your domain name and such like that, and you buy it for a year or 2 years and such, you can't go back in it and change that domain name out to a different name. You have to just go buy a new domain name or make a whole new website with the new name on it. So I'm going to be figuring all that out. With the ministry, I'm happy with this new ministry name, which is Lion of Fire Ministries. And Lion of Fire Outreach is the new outreach name because I wanted to be in conjunction with the ministry. So that's the new ministry name, which I already have some accounts for. And with that being said, there's the other accounts too that I really like the names too, and I kind of want to keep, but I have to find out what God's wanting to me to do with those, because I might end up deleting them altogether. With that being said, things are changing, names are changing of the business and things, and even my personal account, those will be changing. Another thing, merchandise from my shop is still, it's still on sale. They are all still on sale. I have t-shirts that are on sale. I have mugs and different things like that, designs that I've created to put on things. And I have like checklists and journals and books, audios about spiritual warfare, healing and deliverance and prayer that are out on PDF, ebook, and PDF form. All I have is the downloads right now. If you want a paperback or a hardback, let me know. It will be a little bit more, but I will. I haven't really worked out any of those, any of the hardback or softbacks or anything like that yet on the account that they're in. So, with that being said, I'm going to start giving free giveaways of certain things too, as well. Not just for the ministry, but for the music ministry as well, and possibly for the business. But like I said, the Lord is showing me multiple things for these multiple irons in the fire. It's gonna be a big year for outreach. It's going to be a big year for outreach. So I don't know what that's going to look like. I just know it's going to be a big year for outreach. So with that being said, I'm going to put my links, as I said in a couple of the other videos, I'm going to put my links in from my link tree in each account, so that you all can get to all of my information, all of my pages. And I will also put my PayPal and my Cash App. Before you ask whether or not I have Venmo or any of those, I have some of them. I have Stripe. I have some of them, but I don't really use those as much. However, if you would like to send me something that way, like offerings to help the ministry or what have you, then that's fine. I'm fine with that. But you just need to let me know at first, and I need to go back into my account and make sure that they're still active and everything, because I haven't used those ones in a while. All I use is Stripe, Cash App, and PayPal. So with that being said, and I do not allow checks. I do not allow checks or cashier's checks unless it's from somebody I actually truly know. Because of problems, because of issues, you know. Yeah, so that being said, it's not completely about trust or anything, you know. It's about just knowing people that you've known. You can basically trust most people that you've known if you borrowed cash or what have you before and everything, and they're good, or other ministries or other places or what have you, more reputable, so to speak, places and things. But online, you just never know, because there are so many scammers and there's so much going on in this world. You have to be really careful. So this is why I don't accept checks or cashier's checks, things like that. So with that being said, I believe I covered everything that I had to cover today. There is going to be new music coming out. There is going to be new music coming out. And yeah. There's going to be new music coming out pretty shortly. Let me show you something. I've got these things, and they are for, let me see. You can see that? I'm going to have to turn the light on. It's getting dark in here. They're for my recording stuff, and you put them like on the wall or wherever, you know, to deaden sound. And that's what I'm gonna be doing. This is the back. I've started putting stickers on there. I've got a couple of long cardboard pieces, but I think what I'm probably gonna end up doing better is just sticking these on the walls in certain areas to deaden spaces, instead of sticking a whole patch of them one place and another place. I think I'm just going to put them all over the place. So it will make things better that way, versus sticking them in a patch in one place and in a patch in another. They can be separated 2 or 3 at a time in each place, and that would help deaden everything. So I'm still working on that. I am still working on that. With that being said, I guess this is the end of this video. Sorry that this was so long, but this was a huge update on all the things. I turn that off. Doesn't even give too much light. It's just very dim and very soft. Let me show you guys this. I'm gonna show you guys this. This light right here doesn't get very light. It doesn't get very light. It takes the light off of everything. There's just nothing. There's just no light. It's a very, very dim, soft light. If you want like almost like a night light, a soft night light or something. It doesn't even get very very bright. So with that being said, I am going to get off of here. Till the next video, shalom and be blessed. And check my link tree up in the either that I place in the comments or that are in my account, or both.